Hi, I'm Coach Aruda. I have some swimming homework for you. It's all about the breathing. Okay, I've got this big bowl of water, okay? Now, if you're using a bowl, you can use a sink, but you do have to fill it up pretty full. So make sure your bowl is in place and then you fill it up, because trying to move a heavy bowl, well, you're gonna have a mess. We don't want that. Another thing is if you take baths, this is the best place to practice is in the bathtub. You're not actually swimming, you're just practicing the breathing, okay? So, first thing is, you need a towel close by, which I have here. First thing is, if you're not used to the water, you're just gonna splash your face. So, and get comfortable with that first of all. Okay. Second, you're going to just put your face in the water. Don't breathe, just hold your breath. You're going to do that for a second. Okay, so stick your whole face in up to your hairline and then lift it up. Okay, so you're just wetting your face. Okay, the next step is to blow bubbles out of your mouth. Okay, so big bubbles. So I know a lot of you blow bubbles in your milk. So you're just blowing bubbles in the water now. So again, take a breath in through your mouth, and then you're going to pretend like you have a birthday cake under there, and you're going to blow out these magic candles. Okay, so breath in through your mouth, and big bubbles blowing out of the mouth. Okay, so that's what you want to do, and maybe do 10 of those. The next step is to learn how to blow bubbles out of your nose. So when you blow bubbles out of your nose, you keep your mouth closed up tight and you blow out your nose. Another way to do it is to hum. So if you take a breath in and do that, that'll work perfectly. The trick is, you don't want to stop humming while your face is in the water. You want to lift up and still be blowing out, okay, or humming. Okay, so let's try that. Let's take a breath in through your mouth. And then you lift up, okay? So don't stop the humming underwater. So a couple of things. When you're swimming or when you're in a pool, you cannot let the water go in your mouth. So that's not good for germs. Either way, you don't want germs. Nobody else wants your germs. So don't let the water go in your mouth. So when you're blowing out, you're either blowing out and then you close your mouth, but you don't let the water go in your mouth and then spit it out. Okay, so don't ever do that. So we're going to do that again. So you're going to practice the bubbles out of your mouth first and then out of your nose, and we'll do that 10 times. So like this. So without taking too much of a break in between. So you put your face in the water, blow bubbles out of your nose, and then lift it up and open your mouth quick for that breath. So it looks like this. So you want to be able to do that and get comfortable with it. Okay, so it takes time and it takes practice. So just remember to try to breathe as naturally as possible, and the more you practice this, the easier it will get. Like anything, you do have to just invest some practice time. So I would recommend doing this every other day, so that it becomes a habit and eventually becomes so easy. So the next step is to practice side breathing. Okay, so now with side breathing, you want to think of your neck as a swivel. So it turns to the side, but it doesn't lift up. Okay, so in order to make swimming feel easier, you never want to lift up, because it just makes swimming harder and it weighs you down. So turning, not lifting. okay? So I don't want to see foreheads up. You don't want to see your forehead come up. You just want to feel your neck turning, okay? So think chin towards your shoulder, okay? And you sneak in that breath, okay? You curl your mouth up and you take that breath because you don't want to lift. So in order to lift your head up, it kind of reveals your whole mouth. So let's just try and stick with turning. Take a quick breath. If you have to turn more, do it. But if you can curl your mouth up, even better. So the whole face in the water. Curl. Half your face should be in the water. So it would work better in the tub, or this should be full to the top. So it looks like this, as best as I can show you. So take that breath in. So you want to think forehead down and chin up, almost a slight angle, okay? So when you're swimming, it looks like this. So here, your arm is down, thumb is at your leg, okay? And half your face is in the water for that side breath. You take that side breath, your arm goes over. Turn, take a breath. Alright, so you're going to get a little wet, which is the whole idea. So now you have to get the timing. So your hand has to be out of the way for that side breath. And then put the face in the water, blow bubbles out of your nose. Practice the bubbles out of your nose always, because when you jump into the water, you don't want the water to go up your nose. So practice the blowing bubbles out of your nose more than blowing bubbles out of your mouth, okay? So now you want to practice that on one side, but you also want to turn around and practice the same thing on the other side. So maybe 10 on each side, so that you are comfortable breathing to both sides, which is eventually what you're going to work through. So now if you have your face in the water and you're in streamline position, that's how you start your swim from the wall with your push-off. Okay, so here, side breath, side breath. Okay, when you're actually using both arms, it's going to look like this. And that's it. Okay, so there's quite a lot to think about. So you want to take this in steps and practice the easiest ones first, and then when they become easy for you, you move on to the next one. So you just want to eventually get into that rhythm with the arms, and arms are always moving. So when your thumb goes down to touch your leg, you take that breath, and then you switch. And again, you have to practice it on both sides, so you're breathing to your left side and your right side you're practicing. So that's what you want to start with. Start with the easiest one, build in progression, build it up over time, but just continue to practice those on a regular basis. All right, do it. Be healthy, be safe.